A black woman boards a long-haul international flight. Seat 1A. First class. No one insults her. No one shouts. They just don't say her name. Her meal is quietly replaced. Her drink never comes. Her presence is treated like background noise. Not quite ignored, not quite seen. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't ask for more. She simply watches. And in that stillness something begins to track. This is not a story about confrontation. It's a story about being deliberately unseen. And choosing intentionally, powerfully to be undeniable. Because when a woman like her remains quiet, that's when you should be afraid. Before we begin, if slow, deliberate storytelling is your rhythm, tap subscribe. And tell me, where in the world are you listening from right now? A quiet airport gate? A late night drive? The edge of your couch? Now let's begin. Priority boarding now open for Diamond Plus members. The announcement crackled through. The terminal crisp, emotionless, automated. A gatekeeper's voice guarding a world designed for a very specific kind of traveler. Celeste. Morgan stood. She adjusted the collar of her navy blazer, smoothed the cuff of her wrist, and picked up a black Hermes handbag, elegant, restrained, unmistakable. Around her, soft jazz hummed above the scent of citrus and polished leather. She walked forward, calm, centered, and utterly undisturbed by the silence that trailed behind her. At the gate, a young agent in a navy uniform beamed at the white man boarding just behind her. "Mr. Radcliffe, welcome back. Your preferred seat has been prepared." Then the agent turned to Celeste and simply nodded. No name. Celeste didn't flinch. She didn't pause. This was a cut she knew too well. Sharp, not for what was said, but for what wasn't. The jet bridge, no one ahead, no one behind. Just the sound of her heels on worn carpet and the hollow hush of recycled air. She entered first class, like a seasoned executive walking into another boardroom. Cream leather seats angled just so. Champagne flutes glinting beneath ambient lighting. The illusion of luxury calculated to the centimeter. Celeste moved with assurance, unhurried, unbothered. She lifted her bag into the overhead bin with a practiced motion. Seat 1A, hers. She had entered countless rooms where no one expected her. This was no different. This cabin, too, would learn she belonged. The greeting, then came Becky. Blonde hair tied back. Uniform crisp. Smile perfected to the millimeter. "Welcome aboard," she said, not quite making eye contact. Celeste nodded once. Nothing more. Becky's face lit up as she turned to the man behind her. "Mr. Radcliffe, it's lovely to see you again. Your Chateau Lafite is ready. We'll have it poured before takeoff." Her voice now had color, texture, warmth. Celeste lowered into 1A, adjusted her armrest, brushed an invisible fleck from her seatbelt buckle. She didn't turn to look back. She didn't have to. She'd seen the scene play out 100 times. In conference rooms, at executive summits, at airports. And now, here, she pulled out her tablet. On screen, the merger draft for Morgan Tech's acquisition of a Swiss data conglomerate. Deal that would reshape global tech. A deal with her name on it. The menu that never arrived across the aisle. A man sipped aged scotch. A server bowed slightly, handed him a menu, addressed him by name. No one brought Celeste a menu. She didn't ask. Not yet. She waited. "Good afternoon, ma'am." Becky. Again. This time, more robotic. She handed over a warm toilette without eye contact. "I believe you received my pre-order last week," Celeste said. Her tone was even, controlled. There was no question in it. Becky barely blinked. "Of course. We'll begin service at cruising altitude." She walked away before Celeste could say another word. Celeste inhaled slowly, not angry. Not yet, but she knew the game. Knew how weaponized politeness erased a person while maintaining the illusion of professionalism. Eyes across the aisle past the divider, a younger attendant passed, black tight curls pinned neatly back. Her name tag read, Kayla. Their eyes met for a fraction of a second. Recognition. Restraint. Kayla looked away. Kept moving. Celeste understood. Not everyone can speak. Not everyone can afford the consequences. Not when they have rent, bills, a son starting school, and no room for risk. But Celeste wasn't here to make noise. She was here to make impact. Cruising altitude, the overhead light blinked. The meal service was about to begin. Celeste sat still. Eyes on the clouds stretching like silk outside her window. The air shifted. Footsteps approached. Becky appeared. Tray in hand. No wine. No lobster bisque. No white linen napkin. Instead, a plastic-wrapped chicken sandwich, a single napkin, and a clear cup of room-temperature water. I'm sorry, ma'am. We've run out of your pre-ordered entree. That was it. No apology. Number. Eye contact. No effort. Celeste blinked once. I pre-ordered 7 days ago, she said. Calm. Precise. I have the confirmation, booking reference, and a reminder email from Stratus. Becky shrugged. Maybe the system didn't update. Happens all the time. And walked away. The audit begins. Celeste looked down at the sandwich. Wilted lettuce. White bread. Plastic wrapped. It wasn't about the food anymore. She tapped her tablet. Screen on Morgan Tech Client portal. Biometric login. She pulled up her Stratus passenger profile. Meal. Lobster bisque. Prime filet. Chateau Margaux 2012 status. Diamond Plus. Reservation. Confirmed. TIMESTAMP. 7:42 a.m. EST. 7 days prior. Everything was there. The system hadn't. Failed. People had. She opened a second app. Shadow Track Morgan Tech's internal audit tool. Executive access only. It synced silently with the aircraft's node. She tapped her smartwatch once. Back in row 5, Kayla glanced up. She had seen the moment the wrong meal was placed. Not shocked. Just quietly resigned. Her eyes flicked to her own tablet. Passenger 1A, Celeste Morgan. Meal request. Confirmed. Lobster bisque. Filet. Red wine. Her finger hovered over report. Discrepancy. But she didn't press it. She had bills. A mother. A child. A life to protect. She moved on. But she would remember this. The message in seat 1 out. Celeste leaned forward, typed 6 words into a secure channel. Pre-978. Whitmore confirmed violation audit. Green check. Sent. 42. Floors above Manhattan at Morgan Tech's global headquarters. A screen lit up. Alia Grant, Senior Executive Assistant. Behavioral Systems Division leaned in. Audit trigger. Rebecca A. Whitmore. Flight 917. Status. Passive mode engaged. Alia pushed her glasses up. Fingers flying across her keyboard. Back in the sky, crystal glasses clinked. Laughter floated through the air like nothing had happened. Becky returned to the cabin, this time holding a bottle of vintage red. She smiled politely, utterly unaware that something had already shifted beneath her feet, that a system built to erase had just marked her presence instead. Not with rage, not with confrontation, but with proof, with silence, sharpened into precision, and a quiet audit already underway. Because this isn't a story about making noise. It's a story about being undeniable. And when someone like her stays quiet, that's when you should be afraid. The champagne came wrapped in a white cloth. For you, Mr. Radcliffe, Becky said, her voice warm with familiarity, crisp like winter air still clinging to memory. The man chuckled, nodded. He accepted the glass like it was part of a well-worn ritual. Then Becky turned. Her steps carried her past seat 1A without pause. She didn't glance in Celeste's direction, didn't ask if she needed anything, didn't even acknowledge her presence, as if the seat was unoccupied, as if Celeste herself did not exist. Celeste didn't speak, didn't protest. She simply opened another window on her tablet. A crew profile appeared. Her fingertip glided down the screen and stopped at a name. Whitmore. Rebecca Ann, Senior Cabin Attendant ID, STA 935 AMA. Gray icon blinked beside it. Internal notes available. She tapped it once. Outside. The plane moved over the Atlantic, slicing through dense cloud layers with unhurried authority. Inside, the air shifted. This wasn't about miscommunication. It wasn't about scheduling errors. And it certainly wasn't about a sandwich. The citrus scent that had lingered earlier was gone, replaced by the richer aroma of lobster bisque. The faint trace of red wine uncorked somewhere mid-flight. The comfort of being known, remembered. Becky Whitmore returned, walking gracefully down the aisle with another crystal glass. "For you, Mr. Radcliffe," she said again, smiling. "Still your favorite, isn't it? Just like your flight in December." "You've got a good memory," he replied. "Only for the best passengers," she answered, her voice dancing between charm and something deeper. Celeste sat 3 feet away, watching, without watching. No one had asked her if she'd like something else. No one offered a substitute for the meal she'd selected. No one had even said her name, not once. She leaned back in seat 1, hands resting gently on the armrests. Her posture soft, but her awareness sharp. Stillness had always been her most powerful form of resistance. The name-calling continued, not cruel, not loud, just constant. Like a chant. As though being named was part of the luxury itself. "Mr. Clayton, your sparkling water chilled just how you like it. Miss Darrow, would you prefer the Chardonnay or the Riesling? Mr. Esposito, the chef recommends the seared duck tonight. Shall I put that in for you?" Each name spoken with care, with intention, as though being addressed confirmed you belonged. And yet, Celeste remained unnamed. "Ma'am, can I clear this for you?" A male attendant asked, gesturing to the untouched sandwich on her tray. She looked up, calmly. "You can use my name," she said. "It's Celeste," the attendant blinked, smiled, awkward, apologetic. "Of course, ma'am. My apologies." He cleared the tray and left without saying her name. 2 rows back, Kayla stood frozen with a tray of coffee cups in her